Hello, my name is Scott Dahlstrom. I'm a proud member of WestStar's class of 2013. As part of WestStar's Legacy video series, it's my honor today to be talking with Virginia Grimes. As you know, Virginia is the coordinator for WestStar. Virginia, thank you for taking time to talk to me today.
Thanks,
I want to
Scott.
start out by getting you to tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the coordinator of WestStar, but I've been with the program for 23 years now. I did miss the first year. My husband and I were in East Tennessee, and when I came out here, they were looking for someone just to work part-time at UT Martin, and so they hired me part-time because I was working with some Leadership Knoxville activities in East Tennessee. So I came in as part-time and been with the program. As when you graduate in June, we'll have 682 graduates. So
682, that's a big number.
it sure is. It
Yeah.
sure is.
Well, if you've been with them since the first, I guess that makes you like the world record holder for attendance. Is that right?
Probably so. I am an honorary member, but I could be an honorary member 23 times.
Hey, there
so
you go. That's good. Well, tell me about your first experience with WestStar. You said you started off part-time, but how did you first hear about WestStar, and what was your involvement in those early days?
I really didn't hear anything about WestStar because Dr. Bob Smith, who was Dean of Arts and Science at UT Martin, he came on and he had worked with Leadership Kansas out where he grew up, and he wanted to do a lot of leadership development in West Tennessee, and he wanted to do a regional program, which was 21 counties, anything really west of the river. And he was looking for someone just part-time. So there was a girl before me that only worked about 6 months. So I came in as basically a support person and pretty much just did what Dr. Smith told me to do, which was good guidance in looking back.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much my first experience, and we just sort of build from there.
Yeah. Well, what was your career like? You said you came from East Tennessee. Tell me again what you were doing over there.
I was actually working at Pellissippi State Community College there, working for the vice president, and the vice president was a member of, was actually on the board of Leadership Knoxville. And so she had me doing a lot of mailings, and they were doing a lot of activities with Leadership Knoxville. And so I sort of knew what WestStar was. It was just hard for me to bring it from Leadership Knoxville, which is, big, to, what we were trying to do here. And like I said, it's just all, it's all been built. It's hard to look back and see, where we were there then and where we are now.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so it's just kind of evolved a little bit.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, okay. Well, what's your career like now? How are you involved with WestStar? What does it mean to be the coordinator? What do you do day to day?
Well, first I have to say I've got the best job in the world. I've got 682 friends that are always there anytime I want them. Now, I don't bug them a lot, but that they are there if I need them. I play in the program, which is it has gone from probably, I think, 6 sections to 8 sessions now, and plus this past year we have an opening retreat. And we've always had a separate graduation ceremony. My job is planning all of those sessions. And when I think of one of the most difficult things to do is the timing of all the speakers. We like to keep things current. We try to do a lot of things different each year. Some of the things are the same, but we've always stuck with the same topics. And really, we got into conferences about 15 years ago, and those conferences came from class projects. One being the African American leadership, one being a working women's conference, and one being a entrepreneur conference. And this past year we just did a nonprofit conference. I think right now that's probably all that we can handle. But it's also, my job involves planning all of those conferences in the middle of the session, and then in the fall we usually have a big fall reunion for everyone to get back together. And then we just started, this is our 3rd year to do youth conferences. We do one for middle school, 7th and 8th grade at risk, and then we do one for high school, junior and seniors that are recruited basically from your county leadership programs.
Wow, that's a tremendous amount of work.
So in coordinating all that,
Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
Well,
So.
I have to say I've been very impressed with all the sessions I've been to. They've been great, and the food is wonderful. I really compliment you on
They
getting that pulled
won't,
off.
yeah, no one ever complains about
Yeah.
how much we feed them,
Oh,
so.
that's great. Well, tell me, you said that getting things timed right is a bit of a challenge. What are some of the rewards you find in your job? You said you got the best job.
I got the best job. The challenges is, timing, keeping things current, keeping politics out of everything. It's hard to do that these days, but our director, when the class first comes in, first thing he tells them is, you keep politics out the door. We're what's best for West Tennessee, regardless of which party. The rewarding is seeing where we are now compared to where we were. People know about us. That's rewarding to me, because there were a time when no one even knew what WestStar leadership was, and now when we send things to the media, county papers, we're almost at 100% of them being published.
Wow, that's great.
So that part is rewarding, and I guess the best thing is it's just one big family. Once you become a part of WestStar, it's like it follows you throughout. Whether you move away, we still have contact with people who have moved out of state, and it's just like a big WestStar family. As a matter of fact, they call me Miss Virginia.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow, that's
yes.
great. Well, looking back at the early days, has WestStar turned into what you thought it would be back then?
Well, I was a little bit leery at first, but the Dr. Smith, who created this program, he's remarkable, and of course, someone has done a leadership legacy story with him, or an interview. He's got the passion for leadership and the passion for making things better that I knew it had to work. With him being a part of it, there was no failing, because he didn't take failure for an answer. I mean, it was always you move forward.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, that's great. Well, tell me, what's changed most in West Tennessee since you've been working with WestStar?
I guess the biggest part is people working outside their box. Instead of Madison County, of course, is the hub of West Tennessee, but for your Gibson and your Crockett County, all your counties that are around, really, they need to work with Madison, and Madison works with all of the other counties around, but it's what's best for the region. It's not what's best for them, and regardless if there is something comes in, a plant or a new company, in one of those counties, the surrounding counties are going to benefit from it. So that's what I think has changed. I think WestStar, the WestStar name and the WestStar alumni think alike. Once they go through the program, they think alike, and the more we can get county mayors, city mayors involved, it will be the best for West Tennessee.
Okay.
I think all the county mayors, about half of them have gone through the program, but we would love to continue to recruit those mayors.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you think is the most challenging issue facing West Tennessee today?
Oh my, well, you get me started. I guess the first is education. I think education would be, if you ask anyone, that's what they're going to tell you. I think our kids these days are, well, it's several aspects of it. A lot of them are geared, and the parents, go to college, but, we have to understand that all kids are not college prepared to go to a four-year institution. And we need to start working on guiding some of these, or mentoring some of these kids that may want to go into plumbing, be electrician, plumbing, any of those technical center welders. I mean, I don't think people realize that, some of those fields make more than college degrees.
Well, that's one of the things we've learned so far this session is that, and I think that was a surprise to most people, is that some of the technical degrees are doing very well for people.
Well, UT Martin just, we graduated, over 600, and, we had like 800 eligible to graduate this year, but that's just one university. That's a lot of graduates going out there to find jobs, and it's a lot of them that we're going to lose. Trying to keep our kids here, and then the other big thing, I think it has to do with education, and it also involves the home. Kids have no consequences. If they do stuff wrong, mama takes care of it or dad takes care of it, and I have two kids. ourselves, and I'm bad to, do the same thing because you want to protect your kids, but we need to let them learn what's right and what's wrong, and then after that, there's nothing else you can do. They're on their own.
Yeah. Well, a lot of learning to be done, that's for sure.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
very much so.
Well, tell me about the future of WestStar. Paint a picture for me. What do you see WestStar being in 25 years?
Well, first of all, I'd like to still say I'd be alive.
Hope so.
I hope so. But in 25 years, I hope WestStar, this is something we've always dealt with adult leadership for all these years. Past 3, we brought in youth leadership, which is your middle and high school. I would like to see a college leadership program involving all the college, maybe some college students, and also a senior program. So you have your high school, you have your youth, you have your rising, what I would call, say, a rising leaders program, and then you have your WestStar, and then we have a lot of seniors, and apparently, according to the news, we're the #1 state to retire in. So
saw that today myself.
We're going to
Yeah.
have a lot of we're going to have a lot of seniors in our state, and we'd like to keep them active with the community. So, in 25 years, I'd like to see us having like 4 separate programs, and then again, our goal is to be the premier leadership program in the country.
Well, that's great. I think you're well on your way to it. I've been thoroughly impressed with the program, so I think you're doing a great job. Keep it up. I've got one more question for you. I want to know, tell me a funny story. Is there anything interesting or comical that, from your world record years of serving on WestStar? Tell me a funny story.
Well, when I saw that I was going to be asked that question, I thought, oh my, I've got some funny stories, and I'm sure a lot of alumni would not appreciate me telling those funny stories. But what I did was I sort of did a couple sentences that will describe a lot that has happened that's funny. Especially, it will bring to for them to remember, especially the alumni. And what it is, it's here it goes. Years of team building with David Belode, where we had too many chiefs and not enough Indians. That sometimes got ugly. There's so many stories of Nashville that I wouldn't want to embarrass anyone. The Paris Winery was always a favorite, and WestStar did wonders for the economic development in Henry County. Karaoke Bill, he's a graduate of 07, but he even was our karaoke Bill before he even went through the program. He's been around for years, and we've got a lot of alumni out there who think they can sing, but they really can't. And then all the text messages, if I could just store those somewhere when we've had boring speakers. Not that we have a lot of boring speakers, but if we have some boring speakers, all the interesting text message that goes around the class. And after all, and at the end, everyone, and I mean everyone, can remember a Pickwick story. So, and then we always say, what happens in WestStar stays in WestStar.
That's probably a good idea.
That's good.
Good idea. Okay. Virginia, again, I want to thank you for taking time to talk with me today. On behalf of the class of 2013, I think you're doing a wonderful job for a wonderful program. Really do appreciate your efforts, and personally, I'm thankful that you're trying to improve West Tennessee by improving its leadership. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for talking with me today.
Thank you, Scott.
And thank you for visiting with us today.